Buick GMC store, and he's very successful. Been selling cars for 5 or 6 years. And, you know, when I found out how many cars he sold, I went over after the seminar and visited him in the used car building to, you know, I wanted to pick his brain. And I said, how do you do it? He goes, well, I don't do it the way you teach it, that's for damn sure. I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, guys like you screw people up. Again, because he's successful, I'm going to listen to him, okay? He's giving me shit, but yeah, look, I'm here to learn. So I said, well, please explain. He said, Steve, when you were a salesman, did you ask for referrals at delivery? I said, yeah. I said, we were taught to ask for 4 or 5 names. He said, how successful was it? I said, it wasn't successful at all. He goes, never has been. He said, do you still teach it? I went, yeah. He goes, think about what you just told me. When you did it, it wasn't successful, but you still teach it. That's what sort of dumbasses teach salespeople how to sell cars. I said, dude, enlighten me. He said, I contact every one of my customers every single month. I said, I don't have to be a mathematician to know that you've got too many customers to talk to them every single month. He goes, I didn't say I talked to them. I said, what do you do, send a newsletter out? He said, would you read a newsletter from a car salesman? I said, no. He goes, why the hell would I send a newsletter out then? I said, okay. I said, I'm on the edge of my seat. What do? I said, you don't believe in referrals? He goes, hell. Referrals are the foundation of my business. I get 20 to 25 every single month. And I said, you don't ask for referrals at delivery. He goes, I don't ever ask for referrals. He said, it's rude, annoying, and it doesn't work because very few people know other people in the market for a car. So all I am is just an obnoxious salesperson if I'm asking for referrals. I said, I'm confused. I said, you get 20 to 25 referrals a month, you don't ask for them. He goes, that's right. I said, how do you do it? He said, I give referrals. I said, I don't get it. He said, watch. He opens up the CRM, pulls up a lady's name, Mrs. McGregor. I'll never forget her name, probably be my last thought on my deathbed. He said, Mrs. McGregor bought a car from me about 1.5 years ago. She's in the office products business. I said, how do you know that? He goes, I know what everybody that buys a car from me does. He goes, Steve, you have to understand something. Somebody shows up here and buys a car from me. It's because my dealership did the advertising. We had the right car and the price was right and I didn't screw it up. That's how you make your first time sale to a customer. By the way, is that pretty much true?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, we either have the right property, the right advertising, the right vehicle, the right price, and you don't screw it up. So they buy a car from you. Is there any sort of relationship there at all? No. He said the relationship starts after the sale. He said, I have one goal, and that goal is to make sure the customer never forgets who I am. But I don't want to be intrusive. So, every customer that buys a car from me, I find out what they do, and if there's any possibility of me sending them a referral, I tell them I will, and then I remind them 12 times a year. I said, do you ever send people referrals? He goes, from time to time. He goes, but you know, not everybody, is in a position where they need referrals or has a job where referrals are part of their business. But the fact that I try to be of service to them at delivery impresses them. And then I leave them the same message every single month. Because my thought is, if you contact me every single month, it's going to get a bit annoying. Anybody else had that thought? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a natural thought. I said, what do you say? He goes, watch. So he pulls up Mrs. McGregor, he puts the phone on speakerphone, and he says, whether she answers or I get voicemail, I'm going to say exactly the same thing. Sure enough, it goes to voicemail. And this is what this son of a bitch who makes almost $500,000 a year selling cars says, either in an email or a voice message, or by voice if the customer answers. He said, Ms. McGregor, this is Tom at Chevron. It's the name of the dealership. No need to call me back unless there's something I can do for you. I remember you're in the office products business, and anytime anyone's ever looking for office products, I'm going to send them your way. This is Tom from Chevron. Have a great day. How complicated is that?
Not at all.
No need to call me back unless there's something I can do for you. Here's what happens over time. First of all, statistically speaking, 100 people bought a car in this market a year ago today. What percentage remember their salesperson's name?
10%.
30.
10%. 10%, again, based on the surveys, 10%. 1 out of 10 remember their salesperson's name. I do this all the time. When I see, when any of my friends have bought a new vehicle, I see a drive-out tag, I'll always ask them this question: hey, who'd you buy the car from? 95% of the time, what do they say?
The dealership.
The dealership name, which is nice. And I always say, well, yeah, I saw that on the back of the car. It said Nally. So I know where you bought the car. Who'd you buy it from? God, great guy. Loved him. I said, would you recommend him? He said, all day long. I said, what's his name? He went, short, fat, bald guy. I said, short, fat, bald guy? That's his name? He goes, no, I can't remember his name. This is less than 30 days, by the way. Less than 30 days they've had this vehicle. It's an $80,000 vehicle. I'd have to go into that dealership and say, hey, I'm looking for the short, fat, bald guy. Okay? I hear he's really good. What you want to become is a lot of people's favorite car salesperson. Okay? I used to ask my friends, I've asked them so many times I don't do it anymore. I used to say, who's your favorite car salesperson? They'd look at me like I got 4 eyes. What? Favorite car salesperson? Shit, I hate them sons of bitches. I said, I am one. Well, I hate you too then. They don't have a favorite car salesperson. If you become a lot of people's favorite car salesperson, here's what happens. They don't know anybody today who's in the market for a car, but might they be playing golf, going to church, at a party, at a bar, at a dinner party, at work, and might someone one day say, yeah, I'm in the market for a car. And if they know you, if you have just offered to be of service to them every single month since they bought that damn vehicle, you're not bugging them. I said, does anybody ever get tired of it? He goes, shit, yeah. He goes, by the way, his emails say exactly the same thing. He goes, yeah, I'll get a call back from time to time or an email back saying, hey, Tom, I'm never going to forget you. You don't need to contact me every single month. He goes, it does happen. He goes, I put them on a quarterly rotation. But most people just never forget who I am. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you get rich in this business. You don't need to be court. You don't need to be a finance manager. You don't need to be a GM or a GSM or a sales manager. You can get rich in this business as a person who helps a lot of people buy cars. Okay? You